Hello there, lovely good evening and welcome to Camnet TV main news. Let's take a look at the headlines. LUBINDA warns government against breach of agreement of LUNGU repatriation. Zambia not guilty of human rights violations, says MWEETWA. 21 foreigners arrested for illegal mining in MUFUMBWE. In international news, UN warns of rising hunger in global hotspots and 5 regions at risk of famine. In sports, KABWE Warriors unveil new coaching duo. Join us for these and many other exciting stories after the break.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Broadcasting to you live on Topstar Channel 106, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and the Kenstream app. This is Camnet News. And now, with the news in detail, I'm Tapelo Joe Smata. Opposition Patriotic Front PF acting president Given LUBINDA has cautioned the government against deviating from agreed protocols regarding the repatriation and funeral proceedings of late former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, whose remains are expected to arrive in the country tomorrow. Speaking during a media briefing today, Mr. LUBINDA stated that the PF will be present at the reception of the late president's remains to ensure the family maintains full custody of the body from the airport until it reaches the family residence in Chifwema. He warned that any unauthorized attempt to access the body will be met with resistance from PF members and allies, stressing that such access would violate the terms previously agreed upon. Mr. LUBINDA further disclosed that the party leadership will lead the body viewing ceremony scheduled for Thursday. He also revealed that the Tonse Alliance has agreed to deploy additional personnel to join the late president's aide-de-camp and personal physician, ensuring the body is secure at all times. The acting president has further banned political parties and their choirs who, in his words, were not friendly to the late president from participating in the funeral proceedings.
In ensuring that the desire of the family is met, that no one has undue access to the body, and in addition to the security that was agreed upon, that the body of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu shall at all times be escorted by his ADC and his physician. We in the Tonse Alliance have agreed to provide additional persons to assist the two in guarding the body of President Edgar Lungu. We shall be presenting the names to the family, and we shall be presenting the names to the government, and we don't expect that anyone will interfere with the hearse guards that are going to be provided by us, the extended family of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. We would like to appeal to all citizens to remain peaceful during this period. And in maintaining peace, we would like to appeal to political parties that were not supportive of Edgar Chagwa Lungu to resist the temptation of bringing their choirs wherever the body shall be. All those political parties that were not friendly to Edgar Chagwa Lungu, we appeal to you, stay where you are now. Please do not go to Murungushi. Please do not go to the church. Please do not go to the burial. Please do not go to the residence. Stay where you are so that there is no interference. would like to appeal to those who are supportive of Edgar Chagwa Lungu to be the ones who are going to provide the singing and the grieving together with the family of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Would like to also inform you that we know that Embassy Memorial Park is restricted. However, we would like to appeal to all our members, all the members of the Tonse Alliance. You do not necessarily have to go and take seats on the seats that will be provided at the burial site. Come in your numbers. Be anywhere near Embassy Park, anywhere, so that you can join with those who will be close to the burial point. But please do not be intimidated by anybody.
Meanwhile, police have warned members of the public against engaging in any form of lawlessness during the national mourning period for the late 6th Republican President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, whose remains are expected in the country tomorrow. Police Public Relations Officer Ray Hamonga says the Zambia Police Service will be on high alert and fully deployed to maintain peace and order throughout the mourning period. He urged the public to remain respectful, peaceful, and law-abiding as the nation honors the memory of the former head of state. Mr. Hamonga reminded citizens that all public gatherings, processions, and vigils must be conducted within the confines of the law, warning that any acts of violence, disorder, or destruction of property will be met with firm legal action. He further advised motorists to observe traffic regulations and cooperate with officers managing traffic, especially around key areas related to funeral activities.
The Zambia Police Service wishes to extend its heartfelt condolences to the former first family and the nation at large on the passing of the 60th Republican President, His Excellency Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, who died on 5th June 2025 in South Africa. As the nation is in a solemn period of mourning, we urge all members of the public and motorists across the country to remain peaceful, respectful, and law-abiding. This is a time for reflection and unity as we honor the life and legacy of our late former head of state. The Zambia Police Service will be actively deployed to maintain law and order throughout the mourning period. Members of the public are therefore advised that public gatherings, processions, and vigils must be conducted peacefully and in accordance with the law. Motorists are urged to observe all traffic regulations and cooperate with officers who will be guiding traffic around areas of significance during this period. Acts of lawlessness, violence, or disorderly conduct will not be tolerated and will be met with firm legal action. Respect for public and private property must be upheld at all times. Let us honor the legacy and memory of President Lungu with dignity and unity. We appeal to all Zambians to remain calm and support the efforts of law enforcement as we ensure a peaceful and orderly mourning period.
Chief Government Spokesperson Cornelius Mwetwa has dismissed at force and misleading media reports suggesting that Zambia has been found guilty of human rights violations by the United Nations Human Rights Council. Speaking during a media briefing today, Mr. Mwetwa, who also serves as Minister of Information and Media, clarified that the final report submitted by the UN Special Rapporteur does not contain any conclusion indicating Zambia's guilt in human rights abuses. He explained that the Human Rights Council does not possess the mandate to indict countries, but rather serves as a platform for constructive dialogue and self-assessment on human rights issues. Mr. Mwetwa further noted that Zambia has received a set of recommendations from the Council which the government is reviewing in line with its ongoing commitment to upholding human rights.
I wish the nation further to know that the final report of the Human Rights Rapporteur, which we have received as government, does not contain the allegations or alleged violations or findings as contained and portrayed in the aforesaid newspaper article. The role of the Human Rights Council, therefore, is not and has never been to indict countries for human rights violations, that is to say, to find them guilty or not, but rather to provide a platform for self-assessment. The report that we as government have received acknowledges that the Special Rapporteur is the first special procedure mandate holder to visit in the last 8 years, and the first ever with a civil and political rights mandate to do so. Zambia has availed recommendations on how to enhance freedom of expression and opinion, the exact mandate for which the Human Rights Special Rapporteur who visited this country was mandated to come and investigate or hear matters surrounding or pertaining the same. Zambia will, therefore, be reacting to the report that has been availed to government by way of a statement tomorrow, Wednesday, 18th June 2025, in Geneva before the Human Rights Council, wherein as a country we are being represented by a high-powered government delegation led by the Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Justice, P.S. Mwenya and team.
The Small and Medium Enterprises Association of Zambia has urged the government to maintain the recent appreciation of the kwacha and the reduction in fuel prices, describing the developments as positive indicators for small businesses across various sectors, including mining. Association Executive Director Ngobola Chengelo said the improved economic conditions, if sustained, could bring greater predictability in operational costs, enabling small businesses to plan more effectively and sustain their operations. Mr. Chengelo emphasized that stability in exchange rates and fuel pricing is crucial for SMEs, as abrupt changes in key economic variables often destabilize business projections and hinder growth. He further called on the government to put in place appropriate measures that would prevent sudden hikes in production or operational costs, warning that such fluctuations could undermine the progress currently being made by small businesses during this period of relative economic relief.
As it relates with diesel, the reduction in diesel is basically a very positive move on many small-scale business owners who use diesel. For instance, small-scale farmers who use diesel for their farming, although it's not yet a farming season. Small-scale miners, we use a lot of diesel for our machines, and we have seen that the expenses are basically reduced drastically, and that is a positive move, and it will help a lot of business owners who use diesel for their production. And when it comes to the kwacha appreciating and against the US dollar, since our economy is mostly import-based, most of our business owners who import will have to spend basically less and less to import, and then they'll make more profits when they sell. However, those that export will have to make losses because they will get less value for the dollar, whereas those who are importing, we get more value for the dollar. However, in the long term, what we would want to emphasize is we are not really looking forward to really low exchange rate. We're looking for a stable exchange rate, because that will make us plan. Because if it continue going, it will go down maybe now to even 20. But what if it shoots up back to 2029 again? That means all the budgets, all the projections that were made by the small business owners will basically be disturbed.
Dollar-based democracy advocate Fabian Mutale has called on the Patriotic Front PF to avoid a repeat of the succession disputes that emerged following the death of 5th Republican President Michael Chilufya Sata. He said the party should draw lessons from the past and ensure that its internal processes promote transparency and unity, especially as it prepares to elect a new leader following the recent death of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, that he did not endorse a successor. Mr. Mutale emphasized the importance of the PF ensuring that its next leader is chosen democratically and is someone who prioritizes the interest of the country above personal or factional considerations. He added that a transparent and orderly leadership transition will not only preserve party unity but also restore public confidence in the PF's commitment to democratic values.
The revelations by the PF Secretary General, Mr. Rafa Nakachinda, to the effect that our late 6th President, Mr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, never endorsed anyone to take over from him, is a consolation to every well-meaning Patriotic Front member as it stands now. The revelations further leave room for any person that has got the heart for the people to take over from the great president. I call upon our PF members to take this as a wake-up call and ensure that the succession disputes that followed after the death of late Michael Chilufya Sata should not follow. It gives them enough time as we proceed to 2026 to relook at their leadership and ensure that a formidable torchbearer is selected democratically without creating any confusion within the rank and file of their political party. As they do so, they should remember that the late president was a chairperson for the Tonse Alliance, which has got other political parties who might also be positioning themselves for takeover.
21 foreign nationals have been arrested for engaging in illegal gold mining activities in MUFUMBWE district of Northwestern Province. The arrests were made on June 16, 2025 during a joint operation conducted by Solwezi and Kasempa immigration officers as part of the ongoing nationwide enforcement efforts by the Department of Immigration. Department of Immigration Public Relations Officer Namati Shinka says the group comprises 17 Tanzanians nationals, 2 Chinese nationals, and 2 Indians, all of whom are currently in detention pending further immigration and legal proceedings. Authorities say the crackdown targets both illegal mining operations and the unlawful presence of foreign nationals in the region. Meanwhile, the Kalomo Immigration Office secured 2 convictions involving foreign nationals for unlawful stay, Zimbabwean Dick Wellington Bukale, 39, and Namibian Precious Masin, 19, were each fined 10,000 kwacha or in default sentenced to 6 months of simple imprisonment after being apprehended in routine checks for overstaying their permitted stay.
The Department of Immigration has continued its nationwide enforcement efforts against illegal immigration and unlawful activities by foreign nationals. In the latest development, the Solwezi Regional Immigration Office, in conjunction with the Kasempa Immigration Office, on 16 June 2025, apprehended 21 individuals involved in illegal gold mining activities in MUFUMBWE district. Those apprehended include 17 Tanzanians, 2 Chinese and 2 Indians. All suspects are currently in detention pending further immigration and legal action. These latest apprehensions are part of an ongoing operation targeting illegal gold mining activities and unlawful foreign presence in the district. The MUFUMBWE operation brings the total number of individuals apprehended for various immigration-related offences across the country on 16th June 2025 to 44. In a separate development, the Isoka Immigration Office successfully deported 22 illegal immigrants from Zambia on the same day. The group comprised 5 Tanzanians, 3 Rwandese and 1 Burundian who were convicted for failing to appear before the nearest immigration officer on entry, and 6 Burundians, 1 Rwandese and 1 Tanzanian who were convicted for unlawful stay. All had completed their respective prison sentences before being deported from the country. Meanwhile, the Kalomo Immigration Office on 16th June 2025 secured the convictions of 2 foreign nationals for unlawful stay in Zambia. The convicts Dick Wellington Bukale, 39, a Zimbabwean national, and Precious Maseane, 19, a Namibian national, were sentenced to a fine of 10,000 kwacha each, or in default 6 months simple imprisonment. Mr. Bukale was apprehended on 9th June 2025 during a routine compliance check in the Mukwela area of Kalomo. He was intercepted aboard a public bus from Lusaka and was found to have had overstayed. Ms. Maseane was apprehended a day earlier on 8th June 2025 in the same area, also during a routine check for overstaying in the country. The convictions in Kalomo bring the total number of immigration-related convictions secured on 16th June 2025 to 27. The Department of Immigration urges all foreign nationals intending to enter or stay in Zambia to do so within the confines of the law and to refrain from engaging in activities inconsistent with their immigration status.
The Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security has launched Zambia's 2025 World Refugee Week with a renewed commitment to strengthen support for refugees and displaced persons across the country. The launch, held ahead of World Refugee Day on June 20th, marks a significant milestone in the government's efforts to promote inclusion and dignity for all displaced communities. Speaking during the launch, Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security, Jack Mwimbu, announced the implementation of the Zambia Refugee Host Communities Project. The project is backed by a $30 million grant from the World Bank under the IDA 20 program and is designed to enhance refugee livelihoods while removing illegal and administrative barriers to inclusion. The minister emphasized that the project reflects this year's themes for World Refugee Week: solidarity with refugees and Ubuntu in action, which embody values of compassion, unity, and practical support.
This year, the global and local theme for World Refugee Day, solidarity with refugees, and Ubuntu in action, respectively focus on inclusion of refugees, internally displaced persons, and other displaced persons. Every year during this period, Zambia joins the rest of the world to celebrate World Refugee Day, a day that presents an opportunity to reflect on the courage and resilience of the millions of people forced to flee their homes due to persecution, rights violations, war, and conflict. The term Ubuntu, sometimes translated as I am because we are, a demonstration of humanity towards others, is often meant in a more philosophical sense to mean a belief in a universal bond of sharing that connects us all. This year's theme is therefore symbolic because it speaks about sharing, not only through our words, but through our actions. Inclusion of refugees and other people of concern through various means, all focused towards the improvement of refugees' livelihoods. Among the initiatives under the IDA 20 project is the removal of legal barriers through legislative reforms. It is our hope that the removal of certain legal barriers will ensure that refugees and other persons of concern are protected by law and have the opportunity to integrate fully and make valuable contributions in the society. Countrymen and women, as we prepare to celebrate this year's World Refugee Day, let us not forget that the world today is evolving, with priorities around the global community constantly changing. However, we must not relent in our efforts to offer a helping hand to those in need. I wish
Airtel Zambia has launched inclusive services for persons with disabilities that is aimed at empowering such customers with same quality of service as everyone else. Speaking during the launch, Airtel Zambia Customer Experience Director Kapa Kaumba says Airtel has a trained staff from various outlets in sign language to support customers with hearing impairments. Ms. Kappa added that Airtel is now available on Braille, ensuring that visually impaired customers access information independently. She commended the trainees for being disability advocates, as it is a way of connecting lives. Meanwhile, Zambia Agency for Persons with Disabilities representative Ruth Litevele has commended Airtel for its commitment to working closely with the disability community to ensure its services continue to meet diverse needs. Ms. Litevele noted that the initiative adds to a growing list of corporate social responsibility efforts focused on community empowerment, digital inclusion, and innovation. Zambia Information and Communications Technology Authority, ZICTA Manager Consumer Affairs Edgar Mlauzi says this is a defining moment for the telecommunications sector and has since applauded Airtel for creating a customer experience that respects diversity and champions equal access. We now go to Western Province, where some timber and poles traders trading at Mungu Central Market have applauded Mungu Municipal Council for garbage collection. Speaking to Camnet News, Ngongolo Ndumba has raised concerns on the uncollected garbage at the dumping area near Tungi Secondary School, as it poses danger to many lives and diseases breakout may affect many pupils at Tungi Secondary and surrounding community, especially those trading at Mungu Central Market. And Ms. Ngongolo Ndumba is appealing to the local authority to be continually collecting garbage waste from the dumping site. Meanwhile, Victor Kayombo applauded Mungu Municipal Council for collecting the waste at the market, which produced bad smells for the community, which was exposing them to disease breakout. Musiabo Kabila now reports.
Some timber and pole traders trading at Mungu Central Market have appreciated Mungu Municipal Council for correcting garbage waste. Some community had concern toward the uncollected garbage waste, as it poses danger for diseases breakout to both the community and pupils at a nearby school. Speaking to Camnet News in Mungu, one of the concerned residents, Ngongolo Ndumba, says uncollected garbage waste sometimes stays more than 3 months or 4 without being collected, a thing which poses danger to communities' lives as it exposes them to disease infections.
Tukapangela kuno kubiti tulomba kuli kabaka muso batukwase kukumaziro alina kukalaha atunki mwafa ahenge alina kumanusula 3 months 4 months nambe kwa komba kwai chomuje mubali keuli maziro ali askolo netuna tulina kuyoya kuno kubiti utunda kuyoya ngocho kubiti tulina kulia chuku cha kubiha maziro byacu bilina kunika mani mubi nikila munambe yani ni mutu bisanena chetulomba kubaka muso mujemba naputuka kwa kukomba ko haji bakwate musunda na sunda beji bakukombe kuba kuli bake bakakanso balina kuseza bibini bano namaziro abo na balina kwajukula mungachije kubajukula muje mu bibini byabo twalina kuija mungila na bana basikolo bambali na kwali atangira cyona bana basikolo bamuli banika bandende balina kwambata shiki cyo twomba kuli bake bakakanso bakukombeta ngwa natangwa.
Meanwhile, other concerned residents echoed similar concerns, stating that the uncorrected garbage doesn't only expose disease breakout to community alone, but it is a threat to ongoing children at LUNGU Secondary School.
Mazazane luinzi luli mwamasila. Chwale faka chio na basuluku kilina chwana, selui kutua kwa teni hande, neke matukwa chapo na lako na kubafa. Sika mazazane ne lupaila kubafa matukwa change luinzi mwamasila.
Fatava ya masira asuri kweza hala kakuba kaufini folo berekera hakuna kurero bereka katata mane haprosani piraero kakulisi bakasali simu wa skolo ona kuli nipale pa skolo bakakena mutata bakimisa matuko asuri bandika naye ile kyarukupa kuli batali mefatava mane kambeki na kasibiri kambe kansu ne kafumana siba kasisiri ukona kuisanga manyalala kuli yale masilale anunkanga batukafera abanzimoni bazo kafa kwa makomboni mo bautwanga bumaswe to umu matuko akona kukena abana basikolo bo kensa basikolo fafatunge fa twalo kupamuso kuliweze katata kusa masilale na kukafera kibakolo pamateni ukabona kuli bana bauna abana kukama tukufateni.
And a comment from Mungu Municipal Council Assistant Public Relations Manager felt fatal by press time. Musiabo Kabira, Camnet News in Mungu District, Western Province.
Ruling United Party for National Development, UPND Presidential Support Media Director Frank Walia has described the late former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu as a dedicated leader who served Zambia with diligence and commitment. Father Walia extended heartfelt condolences to the family of the late head of state, acknowledging his contribution to the nation during his tenure. He noted that President Lungu spearheaded several impactful social programs aimed at improving the lives of ordinary Zambians, which will remain part of his legacy. The body of the 6th Republican president is expected to arrive in the country on Wednesday, 18th June 2025, ahead of the official funeral proceedings.
Dr. Edgar Chagwa Lungu, simply as a good man, simply as a good man. He did his best to save his country, Zambia, as a Republican president, advanced a lot of programs, some of them social programs, to save our people. And therefore we pray that God Almighty, who created him and gave him to us as a gift, would look upon him favorably and grant him eternal rest. We also pray in a special way for his family, starting with the former First Lady, because they are grieved, they are sorrowful, they are struck by death, and this death is real. Some of us may find it easy to dramatize what has happened, but this is not drama. This is not a film that we are watching. This is reality, and some people are more affected by this death because he could have been a husband, he could have been a father, he could have been a grandfather, and so on. And therefore, even as some of the people are dramatizing this death, we shouldn't forget that we have a situation here where death has struck, and some of our brothers and sisters are really devastated by this death. Of course, all of us to different degrees, and that we continue to pray for his family, but above all to pray for the repose of his soul.
You are still watching main news on Camnet TV, now broadcasting live on Topstar Channel 106, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, and on the Kenstream app. We'll take a break, but do join us for international and sports news when we come back. Do stay tuned.
immediate coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Camnet television, not just another channel.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid express once collateral is viewed, valued and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries within Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodlands, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Potatoes, the unsung heroes of flavor. From crispy chips to creamy mash, potatoes are the versatile superstars of your kitchen. Grown with love by our dedicated workforce drawn from around the community of Palavana. Savenda Farm's commitment is to see to it that we have potatoes that are grown right, healthy, big and tasty. For that quick fix or big celebration or that meal that brings family together, top chefs rely on the Savenda potato to create culinary masterpieces. And for others, it's that icebreaker to a delightful conversation. So, embrace the magic of Savenda potatoes. They're not just a side dish, they're the heart and soul of your kitchen. Savenda, save nations, develop Africa.
Every Monday to Thursday afternoon, join us for the Lunchtime Cafe. We get to bring to you emerging stories making the headlines, media news, and we remind you of what political leaders and governance actors said back in the days. In Forgotten Stories, we emphasize to you the importance of eating healthy foods and leading healthy lifestyles on the Nutrition Corner. Get the latest updates in sports and critical interviews. Because we value your contribution to national matters, we accord you an opportunity to share your perspectives during the viewers' reactions. The Camnet TV Lunchtime Cafe is an all-inclusive buffet. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back to the Camnet News Desk, and now in international news. The United Nations World Food Programme WFP has raised concern over worsening hunger in 13 crisis-hit regions globally, with 5 facing an imminent risk of starvation and death in the coming months. In a new hunger hotspots report released Monday, the WFP, in collaboration with the UN Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO), calls for urgent and coordinated international action to prevent catastrophe. The report stresses the need to de-escalate conflicts, curb displacement, and deliver immediate large-scale humanitarian assistance. WFP Director of Food Security and Nutrition Analysis, Jean-Martin Bauer, identified Sudan, South Sudan, Palestine, Mali and Haiti as countries of highest concern where conflict is the primary driver of crisis. Here's a roundup of international stories.
The United Nations World Food Programme has warned of increasing hunger in 13 hotspots around the world, with 5 of them facing an immediate risk of starvation and death. 3 of the top 5 are in Africa. The agency, together with the Food and Agriculture Organization, warns that urgent humanitarian action is needed.
Conflict is the main driver of crisis. We identify 5 countries or territories of highest concern. This is Sudan, South Sudan, Palestine, Mali and Haiti, and conflict is driving very high levels of acute food insecurity. That's why we highlight these places. There's an ongoing famine in Sudan and also a risk of famine in the case of Gaza, and all of those are driven by conflict and lack of access for humanitarians.
In Sudan, nearly 25 million people face acute food insecurity amid the ongoing conflict and displacements. South Sudan faces threats from political tensions, the risk of flooding and economic challenges, with nearly 60% of people experiencing acute food insecurity, while in Mali, households are increasingly vulnerable.
Over the next few months, we're very concerned about the reduction in humanitarian funding, which will lead to a decline in assistance. That means smaller rations and reduced numbers of people receiving much-needed humanitarian assistance in some of the world's most vulnerable countries.
5 African nations are among the remaining 8 listed in the UN report as the most concerning. They are the Democratic Republic of Congo, Nigeria, Burkina Faso, Chad and Somalia.
It was an urgent call for peace. The foreign ministers of 21 Arab and Islamic countries released a joint statement on Monday to condemn the ongoing Israeli attacks on Iran. Military means cannot bring about a lasting resolution to the ongoing crisis, read the statement, while also calling for diplomacy, dialogue and adherence to the principles of good neighborliness in accordance with international law and the UN Charter. The statement comes after an initiative by Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati for consultations with his counterparts from 20 other nations. The ongoing conflict between Israel and Iran entered its 5th day on Tuesday, with multiple casualties reported on both sides. The escalation began with Israeli airstrikes on Iran on 13th of June.
Air raid sirens in the early hours of Tuesday as Iran and Israel exchanged strikes for a 5th day. The Israeli Defense Force says Tehran launched 30 missiles into the country in an attack early this morning. A spokesperson says while most of them were intercepted, some made impact. Meanwhile, Iranian media reported explosions and heavy air defense fire in Tehran overnight. Its armed forces have warned Israel of a new wave of fierce attacks that will intensify today. Tehran has described the Israeli offensive as a war crime, saying its response is proportionate and rooted in self-defense.
The Israeli regime deliberately struck densely populated civilian areas in multiple large Iranian cities where millions live. So far, 1,480 people have been killed or injured. At least 224 civilians, including women and children, have been killed. Iran will resolutely defend its security and territorial integrity. We focused only on military and economic assets involved in the aggression. Iran does not seek war or escalation, but we will not hesitate to defend our people, our territory, and our sovereignty.
At least 24 Israelis have been killed so far in Iranian strikes, with close to 600 others injured. Israel has vowed to continue fighting Tehran, saying there was only one way to end the conflict.
You want to de-escalate like we want to de-escalate. You want to de-escalate, get the nukes out of Iran's hand. That's all there is to it. It's all very simple. Escalation means rushing to the bomb. Escalation means attacking us with missiles from all over. That's escalation.
Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump left the G7 summit in Canada a day early because of the situation in the Middle East. He urged people to evacuate Tehran, triggering speculation of a major Israeli offensive, and reiterated that Iran should have signed a nuclear deal with Washington.
And finally, in sports news this evening, KABWE Warriors Football Club has unveiled the club's new head coach, George Chilufya, and Jackson Mwanza as his assistant. The head coach and his assistant have joined the club from Trident Football Club on a 2-year contract. The announcement was made Tuesday afternoon in KABWE. And KABWE Warriors Chairman Clyde Mulea said the club's management is confident that the coaching duo, whose experience and expertise will drive success and propel the team to new heights. Mulea said the two coaches' wealth of knowledge and tactical acumen will undoubtedly benefit the team, adding that he looks forward to seeing the impact they will make on the team. He has assured the head coach and his technical team of the club's maximum support. Meanwhile, the head coach, George Chilufya, has expressed gratitude to KABWE Warriors Football Club management for showing interest in his ability to take the club to greater heights.
We are very happy that you decided to come and join KABWE Warriors Football Club, which to us is a winning team. Together with the committee, the new committee, we are committed to taking KABWE Warriors Football Club to another level, to a higher level. We have great expectations from you and your assistant. We actually feel that with your vast experience and your winning mentality, we want to win the league, the football league this year, this season. That is what we are aiming for. That's what we want to see. We shall support you and your team. If you need anything from us, from the committee, from the company, that will make it possible for you to meet our expectation.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much. First and foremost, let me take this opportunity to thank the chairman and the EXCO for giving me an opportunity to come and serve in this great club as head coach, a club with a rich history, and I'm very happy to be here and face the challenge ahead. Otherwise, football justice is winning. So even when we plan, even when we are here, I'm sure we are here for winning. So we shall try and do our best, because we can't do more than that. And we just hope we work together as a unit, starting from the groundsman to the sponsor and everyone who is connected to the club. Because us alone as coaches, we may give our best, but if we don't work together and speak the same language, we can not succeed. So if we just do that, success is guaranteed. Otherwise, at the moment, I will leave the talking to what we're going to do on the pitch, and looking forward to meeting the players on that very first day that we're going to have our first session. I know the expectations are high, but we can only promise that we're going to do our best for the team.
And that particular sports item concludes the bulletin on Camnet News. But before we go, we now circle back to stories that made headlines. LUBINDA warns government against breach of agreement on LUNGU repatriation. Zambia not guilty of human rights violations, says MWEETWA. 21 foreigners arrested for illegal gold mining in MUFUMBWE. UN warns of rising hunger in global hotspots and 5 regions at risk of famine. KABWE Warriors unveil new coaching duo. We now look at the Camnet verse for the day, coming from the book of 1 Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 34. It reads, "All give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, for his mercy endureth forever." Now, dear viewer, like always, do remember that Camnet TV is not just another channel. Now broadcasting live on Topstar channel 106, streaming live on Facebook as Camnet TV, including YouTube and Kenstream app. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Tapelo Joe Smarter. Good evening and God bless.
Get all the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond or bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms. Camnet TV, not just another channel.